Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a little bit of stuff done on the 54. Cut the coil springs, installed them back in. Got the front end over here, and snow finally went down enough where I could do that. So I've got it over here, and then I'm getting ready to install it on the car. So I will show you a few things. Let me turn the camera around. So as you can see, I installed the coil springs. I put the rubbers on there, the bumpers, and they're still a couple inches from hitting. So there you can see what I cut off. I cut, I think it was 3 inches off of one and 3.5 off the other. And so what that did was, the reason I did that was because I wanted a 1/2 inch taller on the driver's side. Because if you remember correctly, I told you the left rear was about 1 inch lower than the right rear. So with me adding a 1/2 inch higher on the driver's side, that raised up that rear to the same height as the passenger side. So that eliminated that problem with being a little bit lower. So everything's where it needs to be at. I've got it sitting about 1 inch, 1.5 inches high in the front end. And once I put this front doghouse on, which here's the, well, you can see that, but once I put that on, that should drop it 1 inch. The weight of that should drop it down 1 inch, and it should be right where I need it. So if I do need to raise the front end a little bit, I can put spring spacers in it. I mean, they're like a little shim deal. Just realized I had a little whiskey dent right there. But yeah, so I'm going to put you on the tripod, and I'm going to get this thing turned around, hooked up to the engine hoist. I'll have to raise the garage door up so I can get around this lift here. And then I'll set it on, and then I'll be back to you. Alright, the front end is on. Definitely brought it down about an inch or so, which is where it needed to be anyway. That's gonna look pretty good, guys. I'm gonna check my front end measurements. I'm gonna check the frame measurements, and I'm gonna check the front end, make sure my control arm's not. So I'm good with the control arm being even from where it mounts to the cross member to the, doesn't have a ball joint in it, but where a ball joint would be. I'm good with even, but I don't want any uphill on the what would be the ball joint side up close to the wheel. So if it is uphill, then I'll have to bring the put spaces in it, bring the front end up just a smidge. Yeah, it's gonna look really good. Now I'm getting excited. Also, tires should be here today. I ordered those a couple days ago. They should be here today, and then everything's gonna fit snug as a bug in there. Go ahead and lower it down a little bit. Yeah, even setting the yeah, so even setting the front end where I've got it, even if this car was exact the frame and the ride height was exactly the same front and back, this car still has the look of a nose up. And I don't know if it's just the moldings right there on the route to go around the bottom of the windshield and goes down the doors. That's about an inch higher than what it is, ends up back there at the back. I don't know if that's just, it just gives that look that it's still nose up, but it's not really nose up. So, and then you can see here what I'm working with. The radiator is going to sit right here, which good thing I got this over here because I need to measure that. I'll get a factory, or not a factory, but I'll get an aftermarket aluminum radiator to go in there, but it's going to probably, well, it'll have to be a small block Chevy just because of the water inlet and outlet. But I'll get one for like a 50s Chevy car, and then it should work just fine. But yeah, that's gonna look pretty good. And actually, like I said, other than doing the front end brake work, which still ain't a big deal because I can raise the lift up and still do it all, but I will take that front end back off. It's kind of a pain. Yeah, I'm gonna check my measurements and stuff and make sure that everything's. I'm gonna put you back on the tripod, but I'll check everything over, make sure that we're still setting where we need to be. It's a good spot here to set, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the air pressure is pretty much the same on this car. So quick measurement. Okay, so we're still even on the back. The wheel lip to the ground is 19 inches on both sides, which, like I said, evened that out. And I'm a ½ inch higher on the left front than I am the right front. And that's what got that rear end to raise up a little bit. So, and then we got to figure too, once my weight, if I'm the only one in it, it's going to bring it over a little bit anyway. So that ½ inch definitely made a difference. Frame height was still, should be about 7 inches, maybe 8. Can't remember what I originally was. So we are 7 3/4 on the front. Seven 3/4 on the back. It's kind of hard to get a good, because you're actually only measuring a 5-foot distance on the frame. 7 3/4. 7 3/4. So yeah, we'll go tire. I've got about 1.5 inches down to the top of that white wall. And inch or got 2 inches to that white wall. So yeah, money. Trying to get you guys a good view here. I'm using a different camera, and it's kind of, you don't have the wide view like my other phone did. Let me raise you up just a little bit here. I want to check. So we're good there. I can get a good way to measure this. It's kind of tricky with the lift. I think I can do it. Just have to take a little bit off. Do a little math here. So that tray is roughly 3/4 of an inch. So center of that A arm is 10 inches. And the center of that one is, can't read. I think it was 10 3/4, which that wouldn't be right. So we're 10 3/4 there. We are 10 inches. I take that back. I'll take 3/4 off here. See, I'm already messing up. So we are 3/4. So we are 10 1/2 there. 10.5 there. Same deal up here. Lower this down to the 3/4 mark. That puts us at 10 3/4. And then center of the steering is 10.5, maybe even 10 1/4. So that's where that 1/2 inch is coming from, which means that the tire side is lower than the frame side, which is what we want. So exactly what we want. All right, guys, I'm going to stop you right here. I did film a video, which I'll probably go out today, which is Saturday. This one here will probably be Wednesday again. I'll add to it, of course. I know my last video was only like 15 minutes. I want to try to get you guys around a half hour. The one video I did was like an hour long, or a little over an hour, and a lot of it was just, I could have edited a lot out. I'm still in the learning that phase of trying to edit videos. So, and I may, if I can go back and figure out how to do it, I'll probably go ahead and shorten that video down, because I know a little bit about editing now. So if it'll let me go back to one that's already been posted and shorten it down, I'm going to do that, and then that might make it a little more enjoyable for you guys to watch. But I appreciate you hanging around, and I'll see you on the next one. Guys, I will show you real quick too while I'm out here. I'll show you my flareside that I've been talking about. Right there you go. 93, or actually it might be a 92, I can't remember. It's pretty bad, yeah. 92 or 93 flareside. I put the factory, it had the earlier generation wheels on it, and I went to the junkyard and got 4 real nice chrome wheels of what's supposed to be on that truck from the factory. And then I went and bought some Cooper Cobra tires put on it. I was going to put bigger tires on it, and I may still do that once I put it on the ground. But I wanted to, I like the factory wheels, and I like Cooper Cobras because, as I've said before, I'm old school. So that's what, I used to run on my vehicles back in the day. So, but anyway, it's pretty clean old truck. I was telling you about the rust in the fenders. That's common right there on those. And then with that having those chrome trim on it, which all these flaresides had, it just, water gets underneath there and just eats that out. So luckily the fenders I have in the shop are good fenders, and don't have to worry about that yet. The one is starting, it's not ate through, but it's starting to get it, but I think I can still save it before it gets bad. And but yeah, I mean, all the stuff is there that's supposed to be there. Interior is really good on it. Now, well, you can see that in there, but yeah, the interior is perfect. Bed that's not much matter because there's snow in it. The only thing I didn't have with this truck, and somebody had made a bumper for it, was these had a roll pan. Well, they had a step bumper also, but also had a roll pan. And I'm trying to find one, but them things are hard to get a hold of. Got some damage there on the tailgate, but these tailgates are also hard to get a hold of. So I'm just going to have to knock that out. And I mean, if I can't get it perfect, I can always get one of them little chrome or black tailgate topper thing that goes on it. And I may end up putting like a tonneau cover on this anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's all good shape. It has dual, surprisingly, these short beds all have dual tanks on them. I deleted the front tank. It was leaking anyway and about ready to fall off. So I ended up just deleting it and just run off the back one. It has a brand new tank in the back, and then it also has new fuel pump, sending unit, and all that stuff. So and then the front end, there you go. So that's what. And the only thing with the paint on these, and I've seen it on more than one, is that clear coat just starts peeling off and even up on the roof. I don't know how you can see that, guys, but yeah, here's a little bit of what's under that fender there. It's pretty well shot, but like I said, those fenders I've got are the same paint coat as these, and then so that's what I'll end up working on next, and then maybe I talk my wife into it. I may take that Jeep right there and do something crazy with it. Maybe put a Gen 3 Hemi swap or something in it. But it just has that, which is good engine, that 3.6 Pentastar engine. Yeah, they're real good engines. But yeah, she's been wanting a Jeep for a long time, and so we finally got her one uh, over the summer, earlier in the summer, I should say. So it's been a good one, especially in it. I'm glad we got it because uh, we needed it for the snow, and then especially both of us. I've got a 2023 Chevy Suburban that's four-wheel drive also that I drive mainly to back and forth to work, but uh, and it's four-wheel drive, so it definitely saved both of us because before I bought this Jeep, all we had was the Suburban and then a little Ford Focus, and I wasn't going anywhere in that little Ford Focus with all this snow, and definitely wasn't going anywhere with that truck. So it definitely made it worth it. So on to the next one.